Welcome to Loansanddrones. This is episode 21. It's a very big milestone moment for us here at Loansanddrones. And we have special guests, very special guests, Jina Boerman and Kelly Bennet from Boerman Moving and B Marketing. So we got two businesses we're talking about today. Let's go. All right, so Jina and Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. I love you guys, by the way.
Thank you for having
Did you know that? I mean, every time I see you, I just feel like warm and fuzzy.
Yes.
So hopefully
I think
you feel the same about me.
We should be transparent. We actually like Laura better, but you are a second place contender.
Oh, everybody likes Laura better. Like seriously. I always say I'm happy to be here when everybody's talking about us as a couple. I just made it. I don't know how, but there you go.
Yeah.
No, but you've been such a good asset in our business. I mean, you were one of our first clients that we brought on early in our days, and you trusted us at B Marketing. So we appreciate you, and we like you.
Well, we
enjoy you.
When you like people, that's one of the things. When you know people you like and trust, you want to work with them. And that's exactly how I feel about you guys. Mm-hmm. So let's get into how this all developed and evolved. Let's start with Jina, Boerman Moving. Let's start there. Let's talk about the beginning.
So I met a really good-looking guy with actually thick hair in college at a bar. And
what bar, by the way?
What bar were we at?
Sorry, I had to ask.
Oh God! Actually, we were visiting our friends from college at home. He was with his fraternity brothers. I was with my sorority sisters, and it was actually some bar in Cal City. So a little shout out to the Cal City bar. Yeah,
there you go.
So we were at home at the time, but college friends, and then I met him. And fast forward, we met. We went to Eastern Illinois University. We got married. I had a job outside of the family business for a long time. My father-in-law always tried to talk me into coming into the family business, but I was like, you moving? No, that sounds so boring. So I resisted until, of course, I was pregnant and had kids. And then the family business sounds a lot better when you can take your sick kid to work and let him sleep on your couch, you know? So then I kind of found my way into the family business then. And Mike asked me to write a thank you to a real estate agent. And I said, have you ever taken any of these people to lunch or done anything for them or anything? And he's like, no. And I'm like, you should. So I think my first person I called might have been Linda Feinstein or something, I think. And I asked her to dinner and she said, or lunch, and she said yes right away. I was like, this is awesome. They're so receptive. So the rest is history. I realized that was a really good target market for us because, referral business is awesome, right? But people might move once every 2, 5, 7 years, 10 years, some people even longer. But the real estate agents had client after client after client.
Yeah,
So.
right.
And a really cool thing that you did that goes back into where we are now, but prior to that, she really wanted to host a bunch of real estate agents at the warehouse. She wanted to show them around, wanted to do the whole thing. And Mike's dad did not want it, was not about it, didn't understand it, was like, we're fine, we're doing okay. Well, she did it anyway. And it was a huge hit and it was awesome. And Ed always tells it too. And he's like, I said no. And of course she did it. And I'm thankful she did it. He comes back and he says that he's happy about it now. So it's, she pushes those boundaries.
Well, every business is always evolving. Look at where we're at right now, where we were 10 years ago with just technology, And so when you have something that's outside the box like that, it's like, just let it ride, see what happens, And so what was the business, as far as volume, let's talk a little bit of numbers. Where were we at the beginning, and then what did you help build it to?
Well, do you want to talk real estate referral sources instead of
that's
business
probably
numbers?
Better. That's probably a safer.
Yeah, bet. I'm not looking for balance sheets, but I'm just. It's more like an inspiring.
That's a really good option. So when I came on board, Mike had a handful of real estate agents that had started referring to him, just a few in each office. And I realized that's where our referrals, that was a great referral source for us. So then I started, working on that. I would say when I came on board, Mike maybe had 15 to 20 real estate agents that were referring to him. Obviously.
Which is a great number. I mean, they know all the people that are moving. That's perfect.
Yeah. So that was great. But then I think it was 647. When I did our Murder Mystery invites this year, there were 647 agents on the list for us.
Okay.
So we went from 20 agents referring to us to 647 agents over a 10-year span.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
So just that niche, which is real estate, Well, obviously people move, but you use the Boerman moving for other things too, right?
You mean like other business lines? Or?
Yeah. Like, because don't you store things too?
Yeah. So we've 98 years this year. Mike's fourth generation.
Okay.
If one of our kids ends up, or my niece or nephew, it'll be fifth generation. And so family owned and operated since then. And they started out moving coal and ice. So coal for furnaces and ice blocks for refrigerators before electricity was mainstream.
That's awesome.
And then electricity came along in every house, and they didn't so much need the ice block for the refrigerator anymore because they just plugged it in, didn't so much need the coal for the furnace. So what do you do with all your trucks? Reinvent ourselves, started moving pianos, furniture, things like that. So that's how it transpired. And then in that kind of became a natural moving furniture. We also do logistics. So we've done bed deliveries. We do a lot of window deliveries. We are one of the largest in Chicago as we receive cabinets from different cabinet manufacturers. They stay in our warehouse until the kitchen, bathroom's done, and then the cabinets get delivered back out. So.
Okay.
And in turn, while the kitchen is being remodeled or the bathroom's being remodeled, sometimes they need their kitchen stuff stored. They need their furniture out of the way. So that comes into our warehouse too. So then we're used to doing the household good stuff also. So we have just a full circle helping people out in their houses.
We've delivered pianos. We do like hotel projects. So if a hotel's remodeling, we might all the stuff would come to us, and they call it out by floors because I'll remodel it like in floors, so they don't take the whole hotel out at one time. So they'll say we need everything floors 12 through 20. All the carpet, wallpaper, everything will be there.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and you just so you know, like somebody like myself sees just a moving truck and you think real estate because that's the world I live in.
Right.
But you don't know what you guys do other than just the real estate world at times. So it's cool to see how a business like that develops from early on, 98 years, which is a huge honor.
Yeah.
We had a little lady, sweetest lady, sat on a couch next to Mike, and Mike is, 10 foot something. And this little tiny old lady sat next to him and said she remembers Boerman coming out to her childhood home with the ice boxes and coal. And
no way.
We were moving her.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, out of her
childhood home.
In
into
LaGrange,
oh
I
my
think,
gosh,
or
what a
Brookfield.
story. We got to have her on here
so
too.
cool.
Oh,
She was so upset because she didn't get her hair done yet. She's like, it's Tuesday. I don't have my hair done.
Yeah.
It was the sweetest.
It was
Sweetest story.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
really
the
cool.
coolest thing is that was Catherine LaBelle. I don't know if you know Catherine, but she's big time in like LaGrange area. And Catherine, when she was selling the home, I think, and she realized somehow when she gave our name, that lady said that, and so Catherine was like, "Mike, you've got to come do this. You've got to meet with her. You've got to video this."
Of course.
It was like really
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, icebox. It's just so weird how things have evolved, just living in AC and so forth. So
Well, and that's how you can tell that whatever comes, Boerman will adjust and adapt to the next thing that makes sense. So they just moved on from that. I mean, it's just so cool to see the technology that's inside of Boerman compared to we network with other moving companies too, and just the things that are happening inside of Boerman are so much
more than what
what other
Yeah.
people are doing. The way we track things, the way all of our whole process is just so much more streamlined than some places have it.
And how many trucks? Because I remember when we went to the Murder Mystery, which you guys throw an amazing event, by the way.
Thank you.
How many trucks do you guys have? Like that's in itself is a whole different area that you have to focus on.
I mean, I have a hard time even keeping up with it. I think we have anywhere from like 12 to 14 local crews daily on the road. And then I like 34, or are we more than that even? We might even be, I might be even like, I want to say like closer to like the 60 number, but I would say no more than 60 and probably no less than 35 long distance drivers. So, and that's really when, really what sets us apart big time is that long distance. We're the number one hauler for Beacons and number one. I mean, this is going to sound a little cocky, but we're number one at everything at Beacons. But the hauling is big deal because a lot of companies, they only have a couple drivers. So they only have like 2 or 3 long distance drivers. So when you book a move from Geneva to California, the guy that shows up doesn't necessarily work for the moving company that you hired, right?
Sure,
they could work for someone in wherever, Florida, maybe a bad example today, Georgia, wherever, and they don't even know who's picking up your belongings, but we are largely self-haul. Almost all of the jobs that we sell, we also haul it. So they're drivers that work for us that we know.
taken out to dinner, that we,
Yeah,
like,
I mean-
things, just like people
Really?
like that we
Yeah, yeah.
really know as
they spend
people.
they
They're
spend
not-
holidays, like if they are
Mhm.
in town for the holidays, they spend these guys spend holidays at my house, you know. So
Yeah, I see that about you, and it's a family owned business, and you've developed a really good culture to bring your employees in almost as family.
yeah, for
Right?
sure.
Oh
How
yeah,
long-
I mean,
what-
everyone thinks we're sisters or somehow related or the same person, but
Yeah.
somehow related all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love the family,
Right.
but I go home to my family. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Sure.
different. Like I work for
not-
them, but you
not
wouldn't
without 20
realize
calls a
because
night,
well,
though.
no, that's a different story.
What's that?
That's
I
us
said not
owning a
without
business
20 phone calls a
business
night.
together.
love
Hey,
it.
Kelly, like J-Mo will be like, it's Gina again.
I don't. Well, to be fair, I don't talk on the phone ever unless it's Gina. I'm just not a phone talker. So anytime my phone
Yeah.
rings, my 3-year-old, hi Gina.
But does that always work? Sometimes it's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, did you see
Did
that?
you? Yeah. Should
outfit?
we go grab a drink? Should we?
Well,
yeah.
you guys are like Laverne and Shirley. I love your dynamics and like how you guys bounce off each other as far as just balance.
Mhm.
How long have you been both working together?
Since 2017.
2017.
Mhm.
We plucked her right out of U of I.
Really?
Mhm.
You seem like you seem more mature than your age,
We
by
were
the
just
way.
talking about that.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I'm not even 30. I'll be 30 in January.
wow. I would never thunk it.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You-
I
it's
mean, I don't
maturity.
look.
No, you both look great.
look
Don't get me
old.
wrong. You look, yeah, no, I'm just
No,
kidding. No, you both
no.
look.
It's her maturity.
Well, yeah.
It is. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. You get an
We-
old soul about yourself, which is
I've just
good.
I've loved to work. I couldn't wait until the day I turned 16 that I could go get a job. I could not wait until I had my own car so that I could get myself to work. I loved the restaurant world, and I really wanted to be a server at a restaurant, and I couldn't be a server until I was 18. I went in that restaurant the day of my 18th birthday and said, I'm 18, can I work here now? Like,
Wow.
I've always wanted to work. I've always wanted to hustle. I don't know. I've just always, and I like hospitality too. Like
Yeah,
I like
I see
entertaining
that.
and I
Yep.
love doing that for people. So yeah, I've always wanted to. And I was a manager at full-time in school, full-time, and then a full-time restaurant manager down at U of I also. So I've just always wanted to hustle.
I mean, the restaurant business to me is one of the hardest business. I tried doing that. I worked for Big Boy, believe it or not.
I was a recruiter for 10 years before that was my
Really?
life before Boerman.
Mhm.
I was a headhunter for law firms. And I will say that the restaurant business is like the best spot to get your employees because they hustle,
Good
they
to
have
know.
grit,
Mhm.
they
I mean, you get thick skin when you're there too,
Yeah.
because
True.
you never know what your table's in for, or who's going to come in
Yeah.
pissed off, or you have no idea
they're
what's
super
gonna happen.
moldable. They're super
Yeah.
moldable. You
Yeah.
know, they're used
They
to like
adapt us so quick.
they're like new special today. You know,
Mhm.
new management, new whatever, and they can adapt.
I'm glad you said that because I've gotten in the role of recruiting now, and we've got a good solid foundation started, but it's a hard business to
Mhm.
recruit good people. So like that's good to know.
That's another probably secret at Boerman. Well, okay, so I'll tell the story about how I found Kelly.
Oh,
Yeah, you literally took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, how'd you
I-
find her?
Everybody that
She's
knows
gold.
me,
She is gold.
Everybody knows me,
This
knows-
does not make me sound like what I just told. What I just said I was.
super hard worker.
Oh, it doesn't? All right,
no.
so we're gonna.
No,
amazing.
it's a good
amazing.
story,
Okay,
yeah.
so anybody that knows me knows like I'm serious 10% of the time. So I thought I'm going to try to find somebody. What do you really need to work in our marketing department? Well, you got to be going out, meeting with the real estate agents, having a good time. You can't be a wallflower. You got to be able to put yourself out there. You have to be able to handle at least 1 to 3 glasses of wine or at least 2 martinis because a lot of these events you got to have drinks at. So I went on social media. I put looking for somebody organized, energetic, outgoing, and has a good liver. And there was Kelly.
So
Do
I
you
was-
really put that? Wait, hold
Swear
on.
to
Do
God.
you
There's a
really put that
screenshot somewhere.
last?
Swear to
you
God,
put that last piece out
must
there?
have a good liver.
There's a screenshot.
You must have a good liver.
100%.
Oh my gosh!
And
Talk about the hook.
So
Talk about the
to
hook.
roll that back another
Yeah.
step was we went to church together. My mother-in-law is the secretary at the church that we went together. And I wasn't even friends with her on Facebook. We played church softball, but she was older. She had kids. I was just getting out of college. Like we had no reason to interact with each, on that
Yeah.
level. So my sister-in-law saw it, screenshot it, and sent it to me. So then I was like, am I an alcoholic?
And
That's the problem.
And who am I going to work for? Is she an alcoholic? You know?
And then
So
Brandy,
I
Brandy's-
requested her.
Yeah, well, and Brandy, her sister-in-law, sent me a message. Was like, "Hey, Kelly, you know Kelly. I think she'd be great." I'm like, "Yeah, she's cute. She seems fun. She seems nice. Like, she showed up to our games. Like, yeah, she's probably great." And then I'm like,
This
so-
was during the summertime after I
Summertime.
just graduated from college.
So
too,
I went online and of course, that's the first thing you do. So if anybody has a young kid, have them watch this 2 seconds of this segment. Your social media and where you are at will follow you forever. So
For good or bad.
So remember that.
This
remember
could
that.
have killed my.
It is the first thing I do anytime we are hiring somebody. Is
could
I
have killed
go
your-
look at
I
their social.
think depending on the person that was looking, it could have killed my
killed you.
career path.
Okay.
Helped
okay.
you in my regards. I went on there and there was a picture of her at Country Thunder, and I was like, "Yep, there's my girl. She's a
Which
good
is,
time."
if you don't know, is a country music festival that
Yeah,
you just
like-
drink in a field for 4
yeah,
days
like,
straight.
there you go.
There may have been some sort of beer bong
Oh,
or
yeah.
keg stand or
Yeah.
something in
I was
that
like-
picture. And
In
she
the
said,
picture.
That's
Yeah,
that.
I'm like, she'll make it just fine with these real estate agents. Let's get her. No, but
Let's get her.
Let's get her. So she came
But
in.
it was I was
the rest is
I was
history.
working at a restaurant summertime, like trying to figure out, you graduate college, you have no idea what you want to do.
Yeah.
And there's a story there where and I saw a phone call come through her, and I was serving a table, and I was like, this is probably going to be one of my last days here. I was like, I can't wait to go get a career started. Like, I wanted to go into marketing, events, all of that. I was like, I don't know what a moving company does, but let's do it. And obviously, respectfully left there. We still dine there
Sure.
often, but I respectfully left there, and the rest is history.
So
and
you
now we own a
hired-
business together.
You hired Kelly for the marketing piece of Boerman, right?
Yeah, so
marketing
she was
assistant.
my marketing assistant
Marketing
for
assistant.
a couple of years. And then I like to build things. That's like my thing. Like I like to build something, and then once I see it like making money, being fruitful, then I want to turn it back over, right? Like I like the thrill of the hunt, the thrill of the like making something successful. I enjoy that. And I just kind of felt stale at Boerman. I'd grown it to the point where it was like, okay, like what's next for me here? And I didn't feel like there was much next, right? So I got a job. I got hired by Harry Kiefer, who's awesome, plug for a Choza Home Warranty, to build the brand in Illinois. He had a pretty strong non-compete, and they hadn't been able to come into the Illinois market yet. And so Harry recruited me to start the home warranty brand of Choza in the Illinois market. And so I did it relatively quick. Within 2 years, we had grown enough to where we had 3 salespeople. So myself and Lynn Hill, and also Kim Bazillion, which Kim is the rep now, still in Illinois. And so I kind of grew that, and Kim is way better at selling home warranties than I would ever be. So I kind of turned all my business over to Kim and Lynn, and I was like, what's next for me, right? I kind of built again, right? And then what's next?
Well, and I wouldn't let her take her job back at Boerman.
Yeah, I couldn't take my job back.
Then I was
No,
promoted
you
to director
stared
of
there.
marketing, and
Kelly-
I was like, what does this mean? You're my marketing assistant now? Like,
Role reversal.
You want that?
I don't mind. I'll do whatever she says. But so, I just wasn't sure what was next. And we had some clients. So we were like side hustling. We had done some logos for people. We had done, we'd done a website, I think, already. We had done like a handful of things for these people on the side. We'd picked up a
10 p.m. at
social-
midnight at
Yeah,
the
we-
extra time outside of our real jobs.
Yeah, picked
Sure.
up a social media account, and we were like trying to do it at night. So Kelly had a little guy.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 kids. I even though I wasn't at Boerman, I still was helping out with stuff. You were there full time. I still had one foot with the Choza. It was like too much. I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't wear 90 hats, right? Like maybe 2, right? But not 90. So I said, do you think we have enough business to make a go of this? Do you think we could help? Like, because that's what I like doing, is helping people grow their business. So I'm like, do you think we could help
Right.
people grow their business? Like, what if we just started bringing on people for marketing, social media, and doing events for them? And we knew like one of our buddies that owns a law firm, he kind of had us do stuff for him too. I'm like, I bet Paul would hire us, I think people would hire us to do this for them. We could make some money doing what we love
Right.
and just get to do that part of it,
Right.
And so she's like, I don't know, I just had a baby. I might want another baby. And I'm like, it'll be fine. I'm quitting. So I quit. I quit. at Choza.
Little did she know.
So I quit at Choza. We go in and talk to Mike and Dan, my husband and brother-in-law, about what that looked like with Boerman if we started our own company. And they were awesome and totally came up with a great plan that Boerman would be B Marketing's client. We have to be the number one client, and they kind of have to take precedent because they're going to give us tons of support. So that's where our
Gotcha.
office is at. So that's our agreement with them. So we have this meeting.
Everything's business, even if it is family, right?
Yes. No, not always.
Not always.
We've
but,
actually been to a family therapist about that.
I used to work with family. Trust me, I've been in therapy with my brother.
Yeah, I mean, for a family to make it 4th generation is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
So
totally.
when we were doing succession planning, we were working with some attorneys and stuff that recommended that we do go see somebody just to kind of talk through everything. And we did that, right? Which is cool because I'm with all guys, right? I'm with my brother-in-law, my father-in-law, my husband, and me. And that meeting was funny because we sat around this he specifically does business therapy for family businesses.
Really?
And we're sitting around this room just like this, and they're going around asking like, what do you think your shortcomings are in the business, or what are you best at? And my brother-in-law and I we're self-aware. We're like, yeah, these are our shortcomings, these 4 or 5 things. We're pretty good at this and that, and really took it serious. Gets to my father-in-law and my husband, and they were like, I don't know, I think I'm pretty good at most things. I don't really have many problems. So we're like, hold on. Let me give you guys a couple.
I am glad you brought that up.
Yeah, let me give
Big
you a
list.
couple. Yeah.
Big list of stuff.
Yeah, and then when it got to Mike, I started being like, and you don't help enough with this at home. It's like, whoa, this is just business. No. But
It carries over.
Yeah. So back to the original thing. So they agreed, like, yeah, do your own business. We love it. So Kelly and I had this meeting. We left. I'm like, yeah, on top of the world. Called my boss. Hey, Harry, I love you. I'm going to support Achosa for the rest of my life, but I want to do this with Kelly. And we were doing stuff on the side for him. So he was supportive, took it like a champ. Love him still, like so supportive of us. And then I walk into the event because we were on our way to an event. I walk into the event, and you know how you can tell if somebody's cup has alcohol in it or not? Like kind of they give like a different taller cup.
Yeah.
Like when you have a drink,
plastic cup
like
compared to a glass cup
compared to
or
like
something.
a cocktail cup.
Yeah.
I walked in and she had like this. Man, you're going to sound like a real bad drinking problem.
No, we just know each other.
Swear on my life, she does not have a drinking problem. So walk in, and she's holding a cup that I can tell does not have anything in it. And usually we'd have like 1, 2 drinks, that type of a thing. And I walk in and I look at it and I look at her and I'm like, she's pregnant. So I had just quit my job, just negotiated terms, and then on the drive there, I find out, like, as I walk in that she was pregnant. I was like, okay, starting a business with somebody that's going to be on maternity leave for how many months? So, yeah. I'm like, you couldn't. I text her. I was like, because we were in a group of people, so I couldn't like really call her out. So I text her. I was like, you're pregnant. And she just like from across the room went,
Oh.
So while this was all happening, we were planning on getting pregnant, but did not imagine. We talked about getting pregnant and, thinking about it, started thinking about it in August. I found out I was pregnant Labor Day. So like it happened. So grateful. But that was not, like we were all in all these talks and I was like, eventually we will, we'll do, we're thinking about it. We're gonna have another kid. Like, oh no, we're starting our business. Yeah. And
which
it works out.
Which is also
nice.
super fun in our announcement. So our announcement of launching this business
Oh, that was funny.
Was a B, like the letter B with a period. And we put it up on our social media. My husband's uncle texted him and was like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, like all this stuff. And Austin's like, how'd you know? Like, how'd you find out? And he was like, she posted it on social media. And my husband's like, no, she didn't. What are you talking about? So everybody thought it was a pregnancy announcement.
Yeah, everybody
Really?
thought, like, because
So
we like
I'm
dripped. We did like a drip. Yeah, we did a drip
hiding my
campaign.
pregnancy.
Yeah.
While announcing something, but I am pregnant. But I can't tell anyone I'm pregnant. I was like,
and our drip campaign kind of looked
Wow.
like our drip campaign kind of looked like you were like
It was
leading up
so-
to a baby announcement, but it was just really the start of our business. But really, it could
so
have been
then a
a
month
baby.
later, I said I was pregnant. I was like, all of you that knew.
Yeah, you knew. When you
And
know,
now
you
he's-
know,
yeah.
right?
Now he's 1.5 years old, and
Oh my gosh, yeah.
it's
Both of you had beautiful kids. So all right,
cuter
so
at that age.
so the development of B marketing, and that's how long has that been? Because I started with you guys right
Yeah.
during that time
We're
too,
like
right?
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like
2.5
we're going
years.
on our 3rd year, starting our 3rd year. Yeah.
So let's talk about the model there. What do you? So you do event planning and you do social media, correct?
Yeah. And like,
what do you like
I mean,
more?
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
We both like different things, I think.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes it work because so my stepdad always said, find something that you love to do, then figure out how to make money doing it. And I was
Good.
like, I like that. Like, I love that. So I love designing. I love hospitality. But how do I do that to make money? I didn't really know. Well, you meet Gina, who can sell the crap out of any of that. And then I don't
pretty
have to,
good.
I don't
She's
have to
pretty
think
good.
about what to do. I can
Yeah.
just do it, and I can make it happen behind the scenes and do all of that stuff. But she's got the ideas that I bring to life. Like I feel like, like
It's a
I
perfect-
need that
it's
piece
perfect
because I
balance,
don't really
yeah.
have the ideas in there, but she's got the ideas.
Well, and some
Sometimes
of
I
my-
have to bring them back
Some of
and
my
say
ideas
like,
sometimes
how
are
the
crazy.
heck are we going to do that?
Sometimes they're crazy and you have to reel them in, or sometimes I have the start of a concept, but it's not. It's kind of like crazy, like it's a little ADHD. Like, what
And
are
then
you
we
trying
bounce
to?
it off,
And then
and
she's
then-
like, "Okay, why don't we scale this a little bit?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's my idea that makes sense.
Right.
Way to go, Cal!"
That's
Like-
realistic,
No, that's great.
like that makes
yeah.
So I don't know if there's is that the model that you
I don't like. So I think when with back to Boerman, like what we did there, what I started there, and then brought Kelly on, and then we just really crushed was. I saw what they were doing. Oh gosh, don't show my father-in-law this. He's going to be upset at me. But I saw his ads. They were doing a lot of money into the yellow pages. Still a lot of like postcard, which we still do postcards, but like
People out there are going to say, what are yellow pages?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because this was
I
20
forgot.
No, but that's
Our-
okay.
our
That's okay. It's
youngins.
history, people. People need to look that
Well,
up.
Yeah.
but it should have been history in 2015 as well.
Yeah. True.
Now it's going to kill me
Did
too.
they still have yellow pages? Wait a minute. Did they still have
thing
yellow
I-
pages in
Good thing I
2015?
can't hire and fire there anymore. Yeah. So they were doing.
I mean, I'm just being real. Like it's not. It's not
right.
where
it
it
was
should have been
obsolete.
dumped.
It was
Yeah.
obsolete. The marketing thing, like he had like one of his ads had Marilyn Monroe on it. It was very chauvinistic. It was like Marilyn Monroe with pearls on, and it even said something chauvinistic.
Yeah, it
I was
did.
like, oh yeah, because you're mailing this to housewives, because that's usually for the most part who's calling to talk to the movers.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, forget this guy, like
Mm-hmm.
But so I saw like a lot of things. The website was a canned box website that Beacons Van Line used that wasn't, no offense, Beacons, but it wasn't great at the time.
Right.
And I'm all about the brand.
I was just going to say it wasn't well branded to who Boerman is.
Right. It was a canned, site. There was, I don't know if there was any social media. I don't even think there was social media at the time. So, I got in there to write on my maternity leave, to write Mike a couple thank you letters to some real estate agents, and took somebody to lunch and had a nail party in Hinsdale, and then the next thing you know, I'm looking at everything. I'm like, okay, why are we doing yellow pages? We should do more of this. We should do more events. We should, write more thank yous. We should send something in our thank yous. We should have a social media presence. We need a website that looks Boerman, not Beacons. Beacons Van Lines, love them. They're great to us. But there also is other Beacons agents in the Chicago market, right? So when they advertise, they're advertising Beacons. And the one thing I saw right out of the gate is if someone says, call Beacons, how do we get the call?
How do you get
and
the call?
not the
Right.
other people get the call? So I make it started right from day one, a very conscious effort to define the Boerman brand with our colors. I want people to know we have the support of Beacons Van Lines because we're a major van line that gives us a lot of
Right,
protections
right.
and things like that.
Yeah.
But also know to call Boerman Moving and Storage Beacons Van Lines, not the other
Boerman
company.
first, and then Beacon's going to follow, right?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of way
Yeah.
your model
Yeah.
is right
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you built the brand on your name, and
Right.
and you brought everybody around that.
Right.
That's
right.
good.
Yeah. So, just because that's where we want, that, and you want all of your stuff to match, right? You want someone to see your post on social media, see your postcard that you send in the mail, see a truck going by and know that that's Boerman, that's the brand,
Mhm.
right? Like it all matches. My logo on my truck matches the logo on the guys' uniforms, matches the color scheme on the social media, matches the reel that went
Mhm.
out. So,
Mhm.
kind of like making that brand and making it all cohesive, and that's really what we wanted to do for other people. So often we see with various companies, their website has an old logo that they're not using anymore,
Right.
but their
Mhm.
truck has a different logo, and and they're doing social media, but they're only posting one post every 4 weeks, and
Or they go super heavy for 2 weeks, like every day something's going on, and then they ghost it for 3 months. And it's like,
True.
you gotta be consistent about those.
Yes, yes.
And the thing with businesses is like, you have to do that. And I think why we wanted to do it is people don't have time to be in their business and market their business. So let us take that off your plate. Let's do that side of it so you can
Mhm.
continue to make money. And then the consistency will stay on behind the scenes. And you
Yeah.
don't even have to think about it as much.
Right, because
Yeah.
the way that world is evolving is such a fast-paced world. you need to have somebody like yourself that's like the concierge that's taking care of that for you.
Yeah. And we're all about the analytics, you know. I remember our first meeting with you, walking in, and it was like, yeah, my bill went up and I don't even know why it went up, and I don't, you know, and
From another company.
From another company. I don't know what's going on with these results. And like, so there's like, you were like,
That was
the
horrible.
aha,
Yeah.
you were the aha moment for us. Like, what we want to do, there is a need for it, right? There is a need for this. Like, people want transparency. They want to know what, like, my bill was X dollars this month, and it was for X number of posts, and, you know, no secrets behind the scenes, you know, and no canned content. You know, you want to make sure that, you know, you don't look like 6 other lenders in the area, right? You have to be Bill Pendley, not look like somebody from another competitor or have the same canned content going out, you know?
Right.
So that's like huge for us too, is that like in our marketing, we want to market like the company or the person, if it's an individual, you know, we want people to know who they are. A red flag for us always, which we're almost to the point now where we could like say, you know what, we decided not to do that. But red flag for us is when we go sit down in a meeting with someone and they say, I want to be, and it's like, well, you aren't Susie Smith, right? You are Sarah, and Sarah, are you
is
into the same
amazing
thing?
at what you do,
like,
and let's talk about it, and let's show how cool
Yes.
you are.
Yeah,
Sarah.
let's show them how cool Sarah is. Like, what makes
Right.
Sarah, you know? And so helping people like realize that like their brand's cool enough as it is, right? So that's kind of cool too. It's just been really rewarding. And when we leave, we do monthly marketing meetings with all of our accounts, and you know, sometimes we're recapping an event we did for them, or we always do the social media, Google ads and all of that review. And then sometimes we'll do an event or something for them. Sometimes we'll just give them a nugget, you know, that like, hey, somebody wanted to do a grand opening, but they weren't a chamber member. And they're like, should I even do that? And I'm like, yeah, if you're going to be involved in the community, you really should for the cost, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just about just being present.
Yeah.
So it's just rewarding to like help people through their business. We have a lot of small to mid-sized businesses, and
we love that.
it's kind of our sweet spot.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you guys come from a different angle. Like there's the social media people, but then there's you where you're social media and you take it a whole different level with the event.
I like to think of it like marketing consulting, right? I mean, that's really what we are, you know? So, and even if it's something that we can't do, but we know that you need marketing wise, we'll help you, you know, find the right person for it.
Source those things.
Yeah. Right.
Well, you're well connected. I mean, and that's what I realize about you. That's why I always call you, especially for doing events. It's one of those things where I'm like, no, you got to talk to these two because you guys make it look like so easy. And especially like right now we're putting this space together with Union Home. So we don't have the time to try to get everybody involved. Like we had a company meeting yesterday and we're like, this is too soon. We can't do this. Don't worry. B Marketing has it. Don't worry.
Right.
We just I said, there's 3 things we need. We need the date. We need the mayor because we're doing a ribbon cutting ceremony. And we need the space. That's it. Then give it off to them and they're going to take care of everything else. And that's how you roll. Like that's what I loved about it. When we did a Prince,
I was so bummed I missed it. I think I was pregnant, so I wouldn't have been.
Oh, you didn't? You weren't there?
No, it was Mike and I came. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You, by the way, you had awesome costumes too. The Michael Jackson costume.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like the Prince party that we had. I'm like, my jaw dropped the whole time because I'm like, this is exactly what I was looking for. And you guys took what you knew that I wanted and interpreted it and made it happen within about, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. It wasn't even like long.
That was like one of the things that I got in like big trouble for because I had this idea, right? It's my ideas. I had this idea to.
Well, she just like, she talks, I don't talk on the phone, like I said. She talks on the phone all day, every day. So then she comes in by.
She's got 10 ideas.
Yeah, by 9 a.m. she's got 1,000,001 things that are great ideas. And I'm like, wait, I haven't had coffee yet. Like, I don't even know.
Get your coffee. Let's go.
Let me drink my large Dunkin'. Let me get through this first.
Drink your coffee. Let's go.
Hang on. Wait, what?
Yeah.
And so this was one of the ideas. And I was like, and you want a turnaround time of, huh?
Yeah, this is kind of normal. So she and I are a lot alike. So like Beverly and Sharon, now you know it's normal. That's like they think I'm abnormal when they hear me say, wait, we got to close in like 2 weeks. It's okay. It's going to work out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we always make it happen.
But my idea was to make Prince look like how, you know, give him like a Halloween vibe and like make him look like a vampire in this one, you know, because it was like around Halloween time and it was. So I told her what I wanted and she was like, "Wait, what? Like, what do you want me to do?" Like, I'm like, "It'll be fine."
How'd you make Prince? Because she's really good. She made my head one time. It was
that was a
Halloween.
cool
Right
one,
now,
too.
the filming of this is right before Halloween.
Oh, that
and,
was really cool.
And so, like, she made half my face normal, and then half of it was like a skeleton. It was the coolest picture I've ever seen.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was cool.
So they
I'll
got
send those
great.
back
She's
over.
got great digital skills.
Yeah,
just
and
so
that's
you know.
what I love. I love that type of thing. And that's when I was like, oh man, I want to kill this. But you want me to turn it around how quick? She's like, well, by the end of the week, you've got it. I'm like, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, 9 p.m.
You don't even need sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did. I thought it was really cool by the end of it. And I always, whenever it's something that I'm like, no, what? Are you serious? Let's bring it in. Let's wrangle it in. Let's bring it back. And then we do it to the full that she actually wanted it and intended it to be. I'm always like, okay.
Well,
I grow her head a little bit every time.
my biggest concern. You guys make it happen every single time, and it's always off the chart. But my biggest concern is, do you guys ever fear of getting burned out, like with this? Because I get burned out watching you, like with an event. Like to me, it's like a mini wedding, and you do an amazing job. But to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't live for like 10 days.
It's super easy to get burned out.
I think that the big thing is I don't get burned out on the things I enjoy to do. I enjoy doing, and I don't think you get burned out on that either. But where I get burned out is if it's something that I don't truly 100% enjoy, then I will burn quicker. As we grow, I would say that's what's been awesome. Like with this summer we had, we brought on a permanent person this summer, which is amazing. We love Leah. And then we had actually we had one permanent person, then another half of a person because Maddie is a senior at Milliken and she's going to school for marketing, and she is still working for us while she's at school. So she kind of still is behind the scenes at school. And then we have Kyle on board with us, and he does a lot of our graphic design stuff that Kelly doesn't do. And then we also had Jilly, which was a summer help. So having those people, like, I don't love doing all of the events stuff, and so we had help for that.
Well,
and
like you said, it's a full production every time. So if we have a few in a month, it's impossible for us to be fully on at all of them.
Yeah,
like it's
right.
impossible. There's no way that our brains and our energy. So having other people to lean on that we trust and know are going to do just as good as a job as us has been a huge.
It's been
blessing.
huge.
That is good. I mean, that's one of the things we're trying to do here too. Our model with Union Home is, put people in the places that are going to allow the business to production to come in at a higher level. And I'm learning that right now at the 26 years of the business, go figure, right? But it's pretty amazing when you put somebody in the right spot and you can take something off your plate, how much more enjoyment you have, but at the same time, how much more production you have as well too.
Right.
One of my biggest downfalls, I think I can say, maybe you have different ones of me, but my biggest downfall is I don't delegate. I hate delegating. I absolutely.
You are. I can see it. You're a people pleaser, aren't you? You do, because she says yes all the time, doesn't she?
Well, yeah. So like, I'll be like, okay, somebody's got to grab the marshmallows for a golf outing last week, and she's like, I'll do it, and like, I let her like do it because we were in like a meeting with our staff, and so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like say anything, but like later I was like, no, stop, like let them grab the marshmallows, like they can do it. But
we need this invitation, like okay, I'll just do it. No, we have people that are very good at their jobs as well that can do it.
It's just it's been us for so long. Yeah. That's our biggest that's our biggest problem. Not problem, but I mean, I guess is that it's just been us for so long, and we're so used to.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can read each other's minds.
One mind.
Like it's a scary place. You don't want to be in here. Whatever's going on in between these particles.
I've seen it. I've seen you guys look at each other and like they just had a whole conversation and they didn't even move their mouths.
Yeah, like we were setting up for a golf outing, a table at a golf Berkshire Hathaway's golf thing last week, and it was windy, and we were taking the photo booth, and we were like setting everything up, and like they were like she was grabbing a balloon that was blowing away. Like we were just both doing what we should be doing or what we knew we should be doing.
And then we turned around and everything was done. It was like it was a machine that just
I don't know how we get everybody that we ever hire to get to this level of like in sync, but like we
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years together.
We can just get things done like without like it's very easy, but obviously
we know each other's strengths. Like we know what's going to be best for the other person to do, and I know what's going to make more sense for me to do instead of you or you. Like we just.
And you know what's funny too? We were going to an event this week, We were driving there, and we were talking about some of the agents. We love them all, but there's a couple particular that I'm really good friends with. Like I would say personally friends with at this point, and then there's a couple there that she's personally better friends with. And it's funny because even that, like we even have our people that like she's got her agents that really like love Kelly and they'll call Kelly for everything, and then I've got my people that so. We even while we're so much alike and we work so well together, we even complement in the relationships we have. You know what I mean? I think that works nice too.
Well, in that night, there was someone handing us their card.
Yeah.
And she said, we are no more than this far apart from each other for like 8 hours a day. So give us one card because like we'll find a way to contact you. And that's, we're always together, but we have our own separate things that we do also.
And he gave us 2 cards, and guess who left their card on the bar? Like I tried to tell him to save his paper, but
so that's it's good for sure. It's
well, I love it how you both compliment each other. I think that's one of the reasons why I want to have you on here too, so people could see how you both relate. And you said it before we even got on here. People confuse you with each other, like so they think you're Gina and you're Kelly, or vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa. They just talk to us like we're like.
Maybe they don't even confuse us. Maybe they just think we are one. Like,
they
don't think of us as 2 separate people.
Yeah,
it's just we have the same mind. You kind of have like this, like I said, Laverne and Shirley or Thelma.
That's people that are young, don't know.
We probably are more like Thelma and Louise.
I was going to say Thelma and Louise. I think I could see you guys literally going on a cross-country tour together on a convertible.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
like
so...
Oh my God, we should do pictures like that.
That would be cute.
You should. Oh my gosh, you should do it.
The problem is,
Chris.
She says things like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we should. And then I'm like, crap, that's more work for me. Like, dang it.
That's funny.
I think the video guys could make that happen too. Like they could even have you guys like going off a cliff, and then just, hey, we're gonna get.
As long as we don't
figure it out.
Drive off the cliff, I'm good.
No, you're not gonna drive off a cliff.
Yeah,
That's digital. Same way she made my face a skull.
Sure.
Well, okay, so now we're at this segment where we kind of get into like speed dating questions. So I kind of surprise people with a question. They're pretty much the same as every other episode, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna ask both of you. So you just ask the first thing that comes to your head. What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza? What kind of pizza?
Well, being from the restaurant world, my first job was at a pizza place, and so I am biased to Vita Bella Pizza in Plainfield. It is the greasiest, will give you the worst heartburn, but it is so worth it.
Really?
And
worth it.
It's so worth it. I worked there. My older brother worked there. Actually, all my siblings worked there at some point.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Oh, we do pizza on Friday night, so we'll have to go out there.
Yeah, they started in a smaller like just pickup place, and then they moved into a bigger restaurant. So now they've got beer, wine, and actual sit down.
Nice. Okay.
Mine's Bianchi's Pizza in Ottawa, Illinois, because that's where I'm from, and Bianchi's is like the best.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for a good pizza place because I'm originally from Michigan, and there's one out there that nobody can touch. He's got just big melty cheese, and it's just huge. I mean, it's not deep dish, but it's just.
Oh yeah, and thin crust.
Yeah, mine's not
crackery
deep either.
crust.
Not deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
thin crackery crust.
What's the best advice anybody's ever given you? You've already said it, I think, but
Yeah,
what was that again?
It was figure out what you love to do. Find out what you love to do, then figure out how to make money doing it.
I love it.
And I was in college when I was taking a hospitality class or a business communication class or something, and I had that quote from Matthew on my last slide of my presentation. And I was going through recently, a few years ago maybe, my old college stuff in a Google Drive, and I saw it, and I was like, it was probably right before B marketing started. Maybe it was.
Really?
And
that's what
it
turned the light on,
yeah.
huh?
I mean, he passed away a few years ago, and so he's always got his little reminders to me, and that was when we were going through, when we were going through figuring out what we were going to do with B marketing and stuff, and I happened across that. I was like, thanks, Matthew.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
It was good. When Matthew
You both are getting teary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When Matthew was sick, it was funny because I know Kelly so well, and like she was in denial, right,
Yeah.
in her denial zone, and I was like,
Yeah.
leave, go, you need to go. Like I literally, like when you know somebody so well, I'm like, you are gonna denial this to a point of no return. You need to go.
It's a distraction. Work is a distraction, and like
Sure.
Matthew's fine. He'll be fine. He'll be out of here in no time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's not. I mean,
Yeah.
best guy ever. But
Yeah.
Mm.
So
yeah,
we're
huge
like,
role model.
so we're like there for each other like that too. Like it's not
Yeah.
always like business. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like personal stuff
Yeah.
too. Like
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Stop
Yeah.
yelling at
You,
your kid. Someone's gonna call on you in the neighborhood. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's what she says
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
what about yours? What's your?
It's super stupid, and it's like so.
There's nothing super
my-
stupid. Come on.
Favorite honors English teacher, who's like the first person that was like, "What college are you going to?" and really like pushed me a lot. His name is Bill Myers. He's a really good storyteller, awesome guy, and he always used to tell us, "Knock a Homer Biff." It's from a book. I don't know if you definitely
Knock a what?
Knock a Homer Biff.
Oh, knock a Homer Biff.
And
Okay.
I just always like, he always said that to us, like, you know, like
Whatever
basically
you're doing.
whatever you're doing, knock a homer. And I played softball my whole life. And so like knock a homer Biff was like always kind of like, so I always like think about that. Like, you know, if you're going to do something, it's got to be a home run, you know, like.
And that's how you roll too.
Make it a home
I see
run.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's
no
not,
matter what you do, it's always like you are hitting for the fences.
if I can't
which is
hit a
awesome.
home run, I'd rather be on the bench, you know.
Wow.
That's
good.
like in charity stuff. Sometimes I'm like, I can't give this the attention I need. I do a lot of charity stuff. And if I ever feel like I'm like not like giving it what I should be giving it, what I signed up for, I can't do it. You know what I mean?
I think that's one of the things I really appreciate about both of you. You're totally authentic, like to the core. And that's where people see you. And when they see you on this, they're going to go, yeah, they're real people. Like you guys are authentic, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's I would say that's our business model.
Right.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to encompass B marketing into something, it's authenticity.
Sure.
We don't
Yes.
it's transparency, authenticity. We want not only our business to be as real as it is, we want your business to be as real as it is too. Like, let's cut the BS and let's just be real.
Yeah.
People don't care about your business as much as they want to know you as a person.
Right.
So let's get out there and
Right.
do that.
Yeah, and I think too, or your company,
Or your
right?
company.
Or your
Yeah,
company,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I think the thing too is this might come across as a little bit like sounding cocky, but I don't mean it to be. But Kelly and I could both be working right now, like we're back to kind of square one a little bit as far as it is at Boerman, right? Like doing that business. Like if we went and told Dan and Mike we don't want to be marketing anymore, we just want to be at Boerman, like they would find a way to make that work for us, right? Like salary wise and stuff.
Right.
We could do that. But I and Kelly both enjoy helping other people. We are literally doing this because we enjoy helping other people grow their business. Like that is really why we're doing it. And I think that feels so low pressure. Like last year we were like, we're at our max. Like I don't think we can bring anybody else on. Like let's not. Like we don't, you know what
That's
I
okay,
mean?
yeah.
We're not like feeling like we've got to bring everybody on. Like if somebody's on board with us, I want to make sure that we're able to dedicate the time
Right.
and energy that they need.
Right.
You know,
Yep. And you
So-
hit home runs for them.
slow growth.
There you go.
Slow growth.
There you go.
Yeah. Even though sometimes we wish there was more and more money coming in, but slow growth and eventually it will follow, you know.
Yeah, and I think you're doing like you're creating that model where, like you said, you're learning that you need to let go a little bit to add more. If you wanted to add more, you need to put a person in that space.
Right. We're ready for one more person. So if anybody knows anybody,
Yeah.
we're
All
ready
right.
for
Well,
one more
these
person.
girls are amazing,
Yeah.
and you gotta watch. You gotta like. You might want to put that liver ad back out there.
Yeah. Oh, this one I don't want to have a liver. Actually, if somebody likes to read books, this one's probably gonna be more in the office. So if we've got any book readers,
My
like,
wife
you
would
don't
be
need a
all
liver.
over it. Then she's a book. She reads a ton of books.
I like reading books and I like having
Yeah.
a good liver, but
Yeah. Right. Right.
or not
right.
having a good
I was
liver.
gonna say, are they still
or
good?
not,
Are their livers still
or
good?
not
I'm
having
sure.
a good liver? Yeah, I'm into both.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a thing. I saw a meme. It was like something about like if you need somebody to go to church, get in a bar fight with you, like kind of like I'm it. Like I
hit all the boxes.
Yeah. I will be at the after party on Sunday at church, and Saturday night I will be tying one on. Right.
I love it. Love
A
it.
little bit of both.
So if you could be, last question, if you could be anywhere on the planet today, where would you be?
Easy. Fort Myers Beach. It's like
Really?
it's
Okay.
like our home away from home, and it's been a tough week. So
Oh my gosh.
that'd be
yeah.
it. And
Yeah,
it's
it's the
like,
way this,
and I
this
feel
is
bad
being
for all
filmed
the-
right during
yeah,
the
I feel bad for
hurricane.
all the people in Florida. Like we didn't get hit this time, and the people that live there, obviously, like vacationing there is nothing compared to the people that like live there. So my heart goes out to all of them. We went through it 2 years ago with Ian, and like I said, vacation went through it, not living going through it. So to all those people, like,
Yeah.
we're with you. We know it's picking up your pictures and
Oh my
4 blocks
gosh.
away,
I
and
can't
your,
imagine,
your
you know?
grandma's china that's in the neighbor's yard. So I feel for them right now. So yeah, that's where I would be though, because actually our place survived decently well.
Okay.
Bad fence, but I'm missing it. We haven't really been down there much since the last one, and so this is really an eye opener. Like, if you've got a favorite place, get there.
Get there.
Because you
right.
don't know, like anything, right? Time,
That's a great point. I mean, I'm trying to plan it. Like you said it when we were meeting before this episode. You said plan a vacation, and it's a Brian Buffini thing too. I know you don't like Brian Buffini, but whatever.
Well, no, that's
not that Brian. Sorry if you ever see this.
Yes, I'm sure. I think he follows me.
Of course he does. He might be calling you guys for marketing. Who knows?
No. I have nothing against Brian Buffini, but I think the marketing effort sometimes when you get like the same postcard from like 4 different agents, it's like
it's grabbing the idea of it and running with your own idea off of his ideas.
Right,
it's great.
It's bringing your own authenticity to
things to everybody
your authenticity to his concepts.
Yes, well, you kind of you didn't know it, but it was a Buffini moment that you had in the elevator saying you need to take a vacation and plan your vacation once a month, or like that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do that more because I get burned out as well.
Yeah, Mike and I definitely have to do no kid vacations too.
We need to do that because did you hear that, Laura? Did you hear that?
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's tough. Like I don't like
Laura
leaving
on your podcast with Laura. Laura said that you are the one that says no kids. Let's go out to dinner. Let's go do that. And you definitely
I have
put
to
that
press
effort
it,
in to
but
do that.
I tend to withdraw, so I need to make sure that I press a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know the last time I went out to dinner without the kids. I don't know. You're always around the kids. They're
kids are.
They're there,
which is a good thing
and
too.
don't get me wrong,
It's an amazing
I love them.
thing.
I love them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I love them. And like when we do vacation, it's like a couple days, and then I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I miss them. Like I wonder how their game was, or I wonder how the dance went. And
we're not saying a month-long vacation away from the kids. It's
just
a couple
days. Just a couple days. And even that
okay,
one
a
night.
couple days is good.
Yeah,
long weekend.
Yeah, long weekend.
Right.
And even like dinner. Even when you go out to dinner, you're enjoying your night at dinner, but crosses your mind like, I wonder what they're doing. Are they in bed? Did they brush their teeth? You know what I mean? Like you still think about
how
them,
great
right?
it is if they have grandparents that are involved in that also, like that they want to see them and they want to hang out with them. And my mom's a teacher, and so when she comes over and sees the kids, it's like she does all these awesome crafts and things with them too. I'm like, that's so cool. They go over to my husband's parents' house, and they've got cousins galore. Right. I mean, it's just awesome to have. Yeah. They need that time with grandparents too.
Yeah.
So. And other people in your village.
Yeah,
so.
and we need it too, right? As adults and parents and working.
Sure, of course. Yeah. Where would you be?
I don't know that I have a spot.
Your dream?
We don't vacation a ton, but we do little things. We go to the Dells, or we do, down to my sister's house. My brother lives in California. So just going somewhere to be with my people, whoever those people are, whatever that looks like, family, my friends, just like not worried about anything else, but just hanging and playing games and the kids running around and I just want to I would be anywhere without any responsibilities, if that works.
Yeah.
Nowhere
specific.
It could be a cabin. It could be a beach. It could be, I'll take it anywhere. I'll go anywhere on a vacation.
Kelly would go to a tent in a parking lot without any responsibilities.
I love Country Thunder. I'll go to Country Thunder. I would.
Well,
we loved Country Thunder. That was not obviously, but it was before kids. It was before we were married. But that was a spot that Austin and I had, that was our little vacation for the year. That was our thing that we did as broke kids.
So is Country Thunder, is that up in Wisconsin?
Twin Lakes.
Twin Lakes.
Okay, so that's where you and Laura, the more I hear you, the more I'm thinking Laura would love it, because she loved Country Thunder, and that's her too. I always ask her, so what's your bucket list? She goes, I don't have a bucket list. I'm like, I have a ton of things in my bucket, and you're not helping me here. So let's make it happen.
Just throw a couple things on hers, and then you can.
Right. I know. I'm just going to do that.
We love, as a family, we love being outside. So anything slightly adventurous would be fun.
Cool. Well, you guys have been a pleasure. We'll have you on again because this is just fun. Yeah. And how can people meet you, or not meet you, but they want to meet you, of course, both of you. But how can they find you?
The local watering hole is probably
anywhere there's drinks and
or
pizza.
church on Sunday. I don't forget
the VFW. I'm now a lady of the Legion. $1 off your beers.
That's not a joke. She actually is.
I love it.
But we're everywhere and anywhere. Our office is hosted, like we said, out of Boerman Moving, but we love to meet out anywhere where we like to meet people where they are, and again, be authentic where you are.
And Mark, you have a website?
We do. thebemarketinggroup.com.
So it's B with a, how do you, because I've always spelled it wrong.
It's just B period.
B period.
But
marketing.
the website is the B Marketing
The B Mark, because I remember when I was initially starting, I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it because it was
And there's
I was
no
going off of
period
B
in that
marketing.
one.
The
B
B
marketing
marketing
group. Yeah.
No period in that one.
And the B stands for Bennet and Boerman. That's really what it stands for.
And what we love to do with
I'm
it
glad
too is,
I'm glad we covered that at the end.
yeah,
I didn't know.
we love to take the B and take it further than that.
Be
Be
kind.
authentic. Be kind.
Don't be a jackass.
For Christmas last year,
Don't be a jackass.
for Christmas last year, we do a
that-
ton
keep
of
that
holiday
part.
events. And for Christmas last year, I made us sweatshirts that said "Be Merry" and had our little bee logo with
All
the Christmas hat,
right.
Santa
I
hat on
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
I like
so
that.
we use our
That's
B
good.
for other things, but it started as Bennet and Boerman.
I actually
Okay.
sent one of our clients this morning cookies from Crumble because they've got like a family thing going on, and she's like playing Aunt of the Year babysitting for her nieces and nephews. So I sent them Crumble cookies today, and I said, from your aunt's favorite marketing team, and I put "Be good." Like,
Wait,
be
did you
very
just
good.
do another Buffini thing? You wrote a letter?
I write letters all the time. I told you I believe.
She's a Buffini person. She doesn't.
No, I all of the concepts, just not the canned letter.
Not the same.
Just not the
Not the same.
Yes.
Okay,
Like
all
not
right, all
fall
right.
leaf
Yeah.
pickup
All right.
is really important in the spring, whatever. See, I don't even know what season it is because it's so canned. I'm kidding. Buffini, don't show this. Can I get sued for this?
No. I think he's a likable. I like him.
I'm kidding. I don't know him. I've never
I
No,
think we
and
I think we
we
laugh at this.
love the
Yeah.
concepts. We love the concept. I mean, it's a great concept.
Yeah, you
If
do
you ask me,
Popeyes.
as long as
yes,
you-
we do
yeah.
Popeyes, we do the handwritten notes, we do all the things. I am like a rip-off and duplicate. So I mean, basically,
It's okay.
it's the biggest form of flattery. There we go. Is rip-off and duplication.
Sure, I agree. Well, definitely we're gonna have you on again, and if you're looking to utilize moving services and real estate, Boerman Moving, and if you're looking for marketing, Be Marketing. These girls are amazing, not only on the social media, but the event space too. So if you're planning a party, definitely give them a call, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.